to people because whenever they do my bio and they say, Naval Academy football player, professional football player, Navy SEAL, and then when I come out on stage, there's always kind of like a half-second pause. Because everyone's going, is that the guy introducing the guy? Because I didn't think Navy SEALs looked like that. Here's the deal, Navy SEALs become in all shapes and sizes. My size is round. And if you know anything about physics, round is the strongest shape in all of nature. So when things get really hard, all these perfect V-shaped guys, they're going to break in half, and I'm just going to keep on rolling. Round people rise up. I love this. I love these tribal environments. I love it when people get together for the purposes of getting out of their own way and figuring out just what they're capable of. I miss the special operations community. I miss football. One of the things I miss about football and I miss about the special operations community is the military beats the you out of you. I mean, they would tell you, the military just beats the you out of you so you can be useful. And once you beat the you out of you and get out of your own way, you can be useful. And I miss those things. And one of the things I've learned, that one of the very few things that will get you over yourself really quickly outside of football and the military is children. Your children will get you over yourself really quickly. I have 3 little daughters. Maddie Grace, she was born while I was overseas, came home to an 8-month-old daughter, changed my life like that. She's beautiful and blue-eyed and thinks everybody's wonderful. And then I have Lily Claire, who looks like her mom. She's exotic and gorgeous, and she's got a smile on her face and murder in her heart all the time. And then I have the 8-year-old redheaded nightmare, Sudden Rose. She's my little dictator. I'm not worried about her, I'm worried about everyone around her. She's a force of nature, and she came up to me the other day, about a year ago. She said, Dad, I have show and tell on Friday, will you come? I'm like, yes, I will come to show and tell. None of the other daughters asked me to come to show and tell. You're now my favorite child. What time is it? I'll be there. She says, 9 o'clock. I said, great. She goes, you were a SEAL, right? I said, yes, I was a SEAL. She goes, I have a question for you first. I said, what's that? She goes, you were a SEAL. I go, yeah, baby. She goes, I've never seen you spin a ball on your nose. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, that's what SEALs do. I'm like, no, that's a circus SEAL. We don't spin balls on our noses, but that's a circus SEAL. She's like, what do you do? I'm like, we're pretty cool. We jump out of planes, we save the world, we do some pretty cool stuff. And she's like, you can't spin a ball on your nose? I go, well, no. She's like, oh, gotta tell all my friends. Like, you're not calling anybody, you're sick, you're too young to have a phone. So my bride comes home from Bible study later on that night, and I'm in the house, and I'm spinning this ball on my nose. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't even have time to talk about this. I got 2 days to figure out how to spin a ball on my nose. Because don't we all want to be cool for our kids? That story doesn't really have anything to do with what I'm going to talk about. It's just a good story. I like telling it. It has a lot to do with what I'm going to talk to you about today. What I want to talk to you about today is this concept called pursuing elite. This concept called pursuing elite. And what do I mean by that? The reality is I'm endeavor agnostic. And I don't mean this to sound negative, but what I'm telling you is I don't care what you do. As long as it's moral and ethical and it contributes to the community, I don't care what you're trying to do, but I care very deeply about how good you want to be at the things you say are important to you. That's what I care about. I care very deeply about how good you want to be at the things that you say are important to you. And in order to take ground as leaders, and you're in this room, you're a leader, leaders make decisions, that's what they do. And in order to make decisions, you got to be able to understand what just happened. And I love simplicity. I love simplicity. I was born in Arkansas, which will become evident as I continue to talk, because you'll be like, that's not what that word means. But he said it with such conviction. But simplicity is the only thing that matters. It's the only thing that sticks when times are hard. And if you're doing anything difficult, there's going to be hard times. And the best way to measure outcomes is with one word. No matter what you're trying to do, one of only 5 things is going to happen. It's going to be bad. It's going to be average. It's going to be good, it's going to be excellent, or it's going to be elite. That's it. Bad, average, good, excellent, or elite. Now listen, if bad's okay with you, I don't know how you made it into this room. If bad's an acceptable outcome to you, I don't know how you're here. And if you somehow ninja'd your way into this room, don't come up and talk to me after this. We're not going to be friends. We don't have a whole lot to talk about. I don't want to hear your secrets, you don't get to hear mine. If bad's an acceptable outcome to you. Average has no secrets. In all my 43 years, I've never heard anybody walk up to someone and go, how do you maintain such mediocrity for so long? Like, what's the secret to your spell dish? Like, no one, when I was going through SEAL training, no one was asking me how to run. They called me the 58 Wonder, because whatever the limit was, I came in 2 seconds before. Like, 32 minutes, 31:58, here I come, trucking through there. Like, why aren't you running faster? I'm like, if the minimum weren't good enough, it wouldn't be the minimum. You make it 28? And these guys are like, hey sir, how do you run so fast? I'm like, all you do is you lean forward till you're about to fall over, then don't. For however long you gotta go. Just a controlled fall. No one's asking me how to run. Average has no secret. There's no books on being average. There's one book I've read on being average by a comedian named Tom Arnold. He wrote a book that said, my name's Tom Arnold. Here's how I lost 6 pounds in 5 years. That's fairly average. 6 pounds, 5 years. Actually, I turned 40 and I found that to be quite ambitious. I'm like, 6 pounds, 5 years. How do you do that? Paleo? How do you do that? But average has no secrets. Then there's good. And good's okay if it's not your passion or your profession. Good's okay if it's not your passion or your profession. But if it's your passion or your profession, the only thing we should be okay with is somewhere between excellent and elite on this continuum of outcomes. Somewhere between excellent and elite. And what's the difference? For me, the difference has always been kind of intuitive, kind of known it. The difference isn't talent. Listen, I call myself the achieving average. I'm an achieving average, not an average achiever. It's a little bit of a play on words. What do I mean by that? When I say I'm achieving average, but I'm not an average achiever, what I mean is I'm not gifted, but I've done great things, mostly because I've known who to hitch my wagon to and not just go. When I say I'm achieving average, what I mean is if you're going to aggregate all my skills and abilities, you would find me to be a high C or a low B in just about everything except for looks. I'm good looking. It is what it is. I'm a handsome man. And some of y'all are laughing, which is a little bit hurtful, honestly. And some of y'all aren't good looking either. Listen, when you're the 5th string fullback in 8th grade and there's only 3 other fullbacks, you gotta come to grips with some averages. But my gift was not being gifted. Because I learned very early to do anything bigger than me, and I was raised to always want to do something bigger than me. You need angles, allies, and advantages to do anything. And so my gift is not being gifted. The difference between excellent and elite isn't talent. It's conviction. See, for me, excellence is this place on the map. It's quantifiable. It's this place that you can get to. You can draw it, you can get there. And you get there and you hug and you high five and you celebrate. And you should, because it took a lot of work. But then the world begins to cut in two at that point. And there's people that get to excellent and they're done. And there's people that get to excellent and they go, hey, what's that? What's that miscovered ridge line over there? Has anybody been there before? Has anybody ever done that? Yeah, you want to go do that? They're not done yet. See, the not done kind, who I believe is in this room right now. The not done kind is who I've always tried to be around. I never talked about it until the days after 9/11. In the days after 9/11, I was one of the very first units in the Middle East. And we were doing what's called a MEO, a maritime interdiction operation. We were taking ships down in the middle of the night. It was awesome. We were American pirates. It was everything I'd signed up for. Like, I'm an American pirate, and it's totally legal. You know? My guys got into it, they had eye patches on. I'm like, that looks really cool. Take them off, and we're working. Both eyes open. You know? I bought a parrot. It looked great. It flew away. I was pretty sad. But until then, I was like an American Blackbeard. And we got intelligence one night that a ship was coming out of Iranian waters, and so we stalked it through the middle of the night. And it was rough seas, and we had to work real hard, and our boat guys were amazing. And we hit this ship in the middle of the night. And I'm not one of these guys that talks a lot about what happened over there, because I think a lot of what happened over there needs to stay over there. What I will tell you is, you would be so proud. You would have been so proud. And not just of the SEAL teams, but of the entire Navy, not just of men. We had 2 female aviators up in Marine Corps helicopters flying around the ships, and my snipers were hanging out giving us green lasers and red lasers. Have you ever been part of something that just came alive for what it was designed for? It's amazing, devil dog, when it happens. When it comes to this, like watching water roll downhill. When this animal you created becomes the animal it was supposed to be, it becomes the apex predator on the high seas. It was amazing, and I was proud. It was a very successful mission. Not a shot was fired. We did everything we were supposed to do. And it was so successful that I'd fly across to another ship with my chief, and we had to brief one of the leaders in theater. And the entire skill of the United States military is in the enlisted community. And the alphas in the enlisted community are the senior enlisted. The resident skill, everything you think is amazing about the military, it resides in the enlisted community, and the senior enlisted are the ones who drive that train. And mine was amazing. 6'2", 240 pounds, played linebacker at Fresno State, had been in the SEAL teams for 18 years, and we were walking across the flight deck of a ship, and we're going to brief one of the leaders, and it was one of these amazing moments. We're walking across the deck of a ship, the sun was rising in the Arabian Sea, the wind was blowing through our hair, and the only thing missing was soundtrack music and Chuck Norris. Like, that's it. If we'd had a theme song and Chuck Norris, it would have been amazing, but it was still really good. And I remember turning and looking at my chief and saying, "Chief, the boys were excellent. They were excellent. We ought to do something for them." He stopped, dead in his tracks. And I'll never forget it to this day, for the rest of my life. He turned and he looked at me, and he was mad. And he leaned in and he said, "Hey, sir, the reward for excellence is no punishment. I'm not here to be excellent. I'm here to be elite." And he stomped off. "Hey, sir, the reward for excellence is no punishment. I'm not here to be excellent. I'm here to be elite. I'm not done yet. There's a difference." And he stomped off. And I thought two things in that moment. And the first one is, man, I'm so scared of that guy. Golly Moses, I was scared of him before then, but after that, I didn't want to talk to him. I was like, I'm going to get some coffee. Or I'll bring you coffee, and if I've done good, perhaps I can have coffee. Well, I'll just stand here. I'll stand here. I was scared of him. And the second thing was, got it. See, what he's asking is this. It's like, "Hey, sir, are you done? Because if you're done, I'm done with you, because I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. If you're at this meeting, if you're at this event, I would tell you that I bet that you're not done yet." Let me tell you what the not done yet kind of do. Let me share this with you. I want to talk to you about this concept called pursuing elite. What I've learned on the ball field, on the battlefield, at the breakfast table, in the boardroom, elite achievers do 5 things all the time because they're not done yet. And what I want to do today is I want to share with you these 5 things. And then I want to challenge you. And then I want to watch you go. Because I know who's in this room right now. So here we go. What are those 5 things? Elites are balanced. They create high ground for hard days because they know hard days are coming. They create high ground for hard days because they know that hard days are coming. Elites are curious. They want to find out. They don't want to be found out. They know that what they do tells the truth, and if you don't do the work, you're going to get found out, and that's a nightmare for them. Elites want to find out. They don't want to be found out. Elites are tribal. Man, this organization, this room, knows what being tribal is. Elites know that they need something more than themselves to do something bigger than themselves, and they're always trying to do something bigger than themselves. Elites are intentional. They know why they're there, and elites are authentic. They preach from their pain, and they share their stories. And with the time that we have, I want to dive a little deeper into this. And I want to tell you what I'm trying to do, and hopefully you can use it too. So here we go. Elites are balanced. They're balanced. They create high ground for hard days because they know the hard days are coming. They know that what they're doing is hard. And they know that they can take hard days as long as they have high ground to go to. And if you don't have high ground to go to on a hard day, that just became a bad day. And I don't care who you are, you can't take many bad days. You can take a lot of hard ones. But if you don't have faith, family, friends, something that you're good at that's more than what you're just good at, you're not going to make it because you don't have high ground. See, elites are good at more than what they're just good at. They know that if all you're good at is what you're good at, then you're a single-legged stool. And all you got to do is take that leg out and you're done. So they cultivate strengths outside of their skill. They invest in people and purpose and cause. There's a movie called The Act of Valor. It's about the SEAL team. It's a good movie. I like it. I'm proud of it. My favorite part of the movie is the very beginning. It's not the action. It's not the shoot 'em up. I've lived that. I understand that world. My favorite part is the very beginning. There's a letter that's being read to the daughter of one of the men that we lost. And in that letter, the chief is reading to the daughter. He says, "Your father said the only thing bad about growing old is that other men stop thinking you're dangerous." I don't want to ever not be dangerous. I don't ever want to not be dangerous. And what I mean by dangerous, I don't mean does it be violent. That's not what I mean. If you're trying to hurt me and those I love, you'll find that part of me, but that's not what I mean. When I say I want to be dangerous, I want to be a formidable foe. I want to be a worthy adversary. If you and I are competing in something, I want you to know you must be ready because I will be. I want to be dangerous. And if you have no balance, if all you're good at is what you're good at, then perhaps you're dangerous. And you're dangerous to the competition, you're dangerous to the adversary, but you're also dangerous to me. Because when you fall, you could fall back on me. You never know which way the reckless person is going to fall. I don't call that being dangerous. I call that being reckless. It's dangerous, but it's dangerous to everybody. Not just the enemy, not just the competition, not just the adversary. It's dangerous to me. And I don't like that. I don't like reckless people. I love being in the military. Now these young guys are coming up like, sir, I want to die for my country. I'm like, you go stand over there. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. We got a stupid helicopter for you. Y'all are going to do some dumb stuff. We're going to pull them off. And I put my arm around him like, son, that's not what you mean. You want to be reckless. You want to be dangerous. You want to fight next to men and women that you love for an imperfect land that you love and come home to a family that you love. You want to be dangerous. You don't want to be reckless. So let's do that. So this real simple system, right? It's called decision, design, and discipline. As leaders, this is what we have to do. We pull in information, we've got to make a decision. And then design is how you action on that decision. And discipline is how you remember your decisions and stay faithful to your design. So if I know that balance is the key to longevity, and I know that balance is the key to endurance, and I know that balance is the key to resilience, then do I want to be balanced? You bet I do. You bet I do. I've made my decision. What's my design? Well, there's this thing called the 10,000-hour rule, right? I don't know if any of y'all have heard about it, but here's what it says. The 10,000-hour rule essentially says, if you've done something for 10,000 times, you're an expert. If you've done something 10,000 times, you're an expert. Bruce Lee said, I don't fear the man who knows 10,000 kicks. I fear the man who's done one kick 10,000 times. It's a function of expertise. It harnesses the power of the brain and the body. You just become this perfect animal at this one thing you're trying to do. And I don't dispute it. I think it's probably right. I think the 10,000-hour rule is a good rule. The problem I have with it is we typically don't apply it to our whole lives. We apply it to our passions and our professions, but not our whole lives. So what happens is we have these amazing passions and professions, and the rest of our lives are junk. You know why that is? Because you're not measuring. If we don't measure something, it doesn't matter to us. I don't care what you do. If you're not counting, it doesn't count to you. I don't care what you see. So I had to ask myself that question, and I knew I wasn't going to love the answers. So I asked myself this, hey Clint, have you made 10,000 tackles? Yeah, I made 10,000 tackles. Practice games, visualizing. As a SEAL, did I make 10,000 shots? Yeah, I made 10,000 shots. I made 100,000 shots. Real missions, practice, visualizing. As a business person, I made 10,000 hard decisions. Easy. As a husband, I've been married 20 years. I've done 10,000 things that a great husband does. I don't know. I don't know. Here's the problem with that. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. But I couldn't answer as quickly as I could the others. I couldn't say with such confidence as I could the others, which means I wasn't counting. And there's danger in that. Because my bride might think she doesn't count to me if I'm not counting. So I went to my bride and I said, babe, we've been married 20 years and I don't know if I've done 10,000 things a great husband does. She said, you haven't. I'm like, hold on, I'm not trying to have a conversation. I'm not asking that. And I told her I couldn't say yes as quick as I could the other things. And that may make you think that you don't count, but you count. So I'm counting. I'm on my way to 10,000, babe. I'm not done. And because she knows I'm not done, she's not done with me. I've got 3 little girls. And I grab the little girls and I'm like, girls, I'm going to be an elite father. I'm going to do 10,000 things that a great father does. They said, okay. The only thing I got to work on with them is they don't know how the system works. The redhead thinks she can take away points. She's like, -5. Wrong American Girl doll. I'm like, wrong American Girl doll? The store scares me. They all look alive and it costs as much to give them a haircut as it does a person. You can't take away points. It's not -5, you can only add. But they know I'm not done. They know they count because I'm counting. And they know they matter because I'm measuring. At least build high ground for hard days. Because when you have high ground to go to during a hard day, you get up there, you get loved, you get restored, you get refreshed, and you look down on the problem and you get refueled, and you go right back into the problem and you win where others fail. Elites are balanced. Elites are curious. They're curious. I remember asking my chief one time, in the military, a lot of times you don't have enough people to go to this really hard thing that you're supposed to do, so you got to plus up, you got to add people. I remember asking my chief, like, hey chief, how do we make sure we're picking the right people to go do this really hard thing? He said, hey sir, look for the ones raising their hands, because they've got the most guts. I said, what does that mean? He said, sir, elites are courageous. They find the courage to ask the question so they can have the answer on the hill when the fight starts. And I thought about that. And for me, that makes so much sense. For me, curiosity is simply intellectual courage. And is the co-equal and precursor to physical courage. I'm not taking anything away from physical courage when I say that, because physical courage is real. I understand. I've been around. I was raised by a single mom after my father died. I know what physical courage is, but I'm being honest about physical courage. Here's the truth about physical courage. You're brave because you had to be. You're brave because you had to be. Doesn't take anything away from it. A lot of people still can't do it. What elevates intellectual courage, what elevates curiosity to the reign of intellectual courage is this. All you have to do is not do this. And no one will know that you didn't know. No one will know that you didn't know, right? I mean, that's the definition of courage, right? Action in the face of fear. Now, I don't know about you. I'm a 43-year-old man, and I've done some stuff. When I'm in a room full of people that I respect and admire, and I want them to think that I belong, I still have a knot in the pit of my stomach when I've got a question. And I have this conversation with myself, and I go, hey Bruce, man, I'd love for these people to think I already know this, but man, I want to win more than I want to look right. Because when you win, you look right. So I go, hey, help me understand. Help me understand. And you're in a room right now with tremendous experience, and if you don't do this for the next few days, it's on you, because there's wisdom and experience that you can drink deeply from in this room, but it takes guts to do this. Listen, if you're young in your career, curiosity is a catalyst. Let me set you free. If you're young, if this is your first time, if you're young, let me set you free. You ready? We know you don't know. We know you don't know. You're not surprising anybody. And all you do when you do this is you tell us what you're good at this. See, if you're young and you ask questions, you can create something that you're proud of. In the middle of your career, curiosity is a catalyst. Whatever that next level is, curiosity is going to reveal that. It's going to show it to you, that percent efficiency, that technique, that methodology is going to get you to the next level. You're going to find it faster. And if you're a senior in your career, if you're a leader in your career, it's more important now than ever that you stay curious, because leaders have the opportunity to be complacent. And complacency kills. Complacency is a dream crusher. Complacency can ruin everything that you work so hard for. And you're going to make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes. And here's the problem with being a leader. When you make a mistake, when we make mistakes as a leader, the whole system feels it. You're not the only one that feels the pain of your mistakes when you're a leader. When you make a mistake as a leader, the entire ecosystem feels it. And the way to war with that is you keep doing this. You set pace as a lifelong learner. You come to events like this, and you ask questions, and you refine your craft. Curiosity is courage. I'm trying to raise these brave girls. Like, how do I raise brave girls? Do I put them in the backyard and spray their face with a water hose? No, we don't do that yet. We don't do that yet. Do I put peanut butter on their shoes and let them out and let the dog out after them? No, we don't do that. I may try that, though. That sounds pretty cool. I teach my daughters to ask questions. I teach my girls to ask questions. That's the question I ask. Hey, girls, how many questions you ask today? What were your questions? Because every time you ask a question, it's a courage rep. And you're repping that courage muscle every time you ask a question. Because here's the thing about courage moments. You don't know when they're coming. They're not a season, not predictable. They come upon you like that. If you're not training for those courage moments, you might not be courageous when everybody needs you to. And curiosity is the courage factor. It's the only way you can shape an environment where you're scared, but you can still push through it and perform. I'm trying to raise brave girls. My girl's going to ask questions, right? My girl's going to ask questions. Here's what's going to happen. My daughter's going to be at a date with some blue-eyed baby-kissing quarterback when they're in high school, and they're going to ask two questions. They're going to ask this question, hey stud, why is your hand in my leg? They're going to ask that question. Then they're going to say, have you ever been punched in the throat? Why is your hand in my thigh? Have you ever been punched in the throat? So I want them to be brave. I want them to have courage. So elites are balanced, they're curious, they're tribal. Man, this is something that this organization is going to know immediately. Listen, when you see groups of people, you can always call them one of four things. They are always one of four things. They are gaggles. They are groups, they are teams, or they are tribes. That's it. They're gaggles, groups, teams, and tribes. What's a gaggle? A gaggle is a bunch of people in the same place at the same time doing the same thing because of bad decisions and sad circumstances. That's it. The only thing yoking you together as a gaggle is bad luck. You're in traffic, you're plane canceled, all this other stuff. The reason you're together is you're a gaggle. You just made some bad decisions. Then you have groups. And groups are okay. Groups are when you're united by preference. You like the same stuff. I like cheese sticks, you like cheese sticks. We go get cheese sticks. Probably a good person. Who doesn't like cheese sticks, right? Well, maybe we should start a company together. Just because we like the same stuff. Maybe we shouldn't get married just because we like the same stuff. Maybe we shouldn't start a family. Maybe we shouldn't go to war just because we like the same stuff. There's got to be something more than that, right? Then there's teams. Teams where the magic starts, right? Teams where a bunch of people have a common goal and they recognize the value of diverse skills, so they align for the pursuit of that goal, but sometimes that's all they do. Team's not a bad word, it's just a static word, it's a starting point. It's the beginning of all great things. A team is an Excel spreadsheet, it's a roster. We get on the same bus, wear the same clothes, we get paid by the same guy. The teams don't win championships. Tribes do. Tribes are different. See, tribes know that the only thing that matters is the mission and the man and woman next to them. And they bend themselves to the tribe. And what they discover is this secret that the less you matter yourself, the more you matter to others. You get the you out of your way. And you become useful to this greater organization that needs you desperately. And it is magic when you live like that. You breathe this rare air. And not only does it feel good, you tend to win more. And the reason you win more is tribes move faster than teams. And tribes move faster than teams because they trust each other more. And when you trust each other more, you don't have to look behind you. And when you don't have to look behind you, you can move forward really fast. You can move forward really quickly when you're not looking behind you. That's a secret of football. The secret of Naval Academy football. Here's why we win all the time. We know we're not the most talented people on the field. And tribes can shrink that talent gap between them and anybody else. So the secret to Navy football is this. There's 11 guys on the field at any given time, and as a linebacker, I've got about 75 snaps. 11 guys. I got 75 times. And the reason we win is because, one, we know who we are. We know exactly what we're supposed to do. And we know that we need each other. We know that we need each other. And the only number that I'm playing is the number on the other side of the line of scrimmage that feel the same way. And most of the time, that wasn't 11. So if I've got 11 and you got 6, I don't care how fast you are, I'm going to win. If I got 11, you got 9, I don't care how big you are, I'm going to win. If I got 11 and you got 11, call HUD. Let's figure it out, right? That's why we're here. Tribes know this. There's magic in unity. There's magic in moments like this. In the special operations community, we say 2 is 1 and 1 is none. And what we mean by that is if you're by yourself, you're wrong. If you're by yourself, you're wrong. We don't celebrate the achievements of a single person ever because we know that it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You gotta have people around you that mean what they say as much as you mean what you say. And when you have that, you do some amazing stuff. Everybody knows Marcus Luttrell. Everybody knows Marcus. He's a hero. He's a wonderful American and a fantastic Texan. And the truth of the matter is this, is everything that you think Marcus is, he is, and more. But the truth is, Marcus would love you to not know him. He'd love you to have never heard his name. He'd love you to have never read the book, never seen the movie. The reason you know him is he woke up on the side of the mountain, all by himself. And in our world, that's wrong. He'd done everything right. And he woke up on the side of the mountain by himself. And his tribe was gone. And it's the worst moment. So they started crawling home to make sure we knew who his tribe was and what they were about. Tribes are magic. And tribes beat teams all the time. Elites are tribal. So elites are balanced, they're curious, they're tribal, and elites always know why they're there. Elites are the most intentional people you've ever met in your entire life. They waste no time because they know that no time is promised to any person. This became really clear to me when I left the NFL. When I left the NFL, I went to SEAL training, and there were 260 guys that said they want to be a Navy SEAL. 260, I want to be a Navy SEAL, I want to be a Navy SEAL. And at the end, there's just 12. There's just 12 of us left. And I'm amazed by that, because remember, I'm not a talented guy. There's 11 amazing athletes, and then this guy. And I wasn't thinking about how I made it at the time, but now that I'm older and I've got daughters and I get to come visit with you, I've thought about why I made it, and I want to share with you the 2 reasons why 12 of us made it through training. And the first reason is this, is we were lucky. We were lucky. Listen, I'm in a room full of hard chargers here. A bunch of hard-working people. I know what you're saying. You're saying, Clint, luck is the marriage of hard work and circumstance and opportunity. And it is, you're right. Luck is a marriage of hard work and circumstance and opportunity. You're right. But if you're going to be honest with yourself, be all the way honest with yourself. Of those three, what's the only one that we own? The work. It's the only one that we own is the work. Listen, we live in one of the greatest nations on the planet. I've been to most of them. We have an amazing nation, and we're deeply flawed. But we're still incredible. And one of the mistakes we make is we think that sometimes circumstances and opportunity are the same for everyone, and it's not. And if you don't think that race and zip code and gender have something to do with circumstance and opportunity, you're wrong. And we got to fix that. We got to talk about it. We got to listen to each other. We got to love recklessly. And we got to do the work. Listen, talk, love recklessly, and do the work. I was lucky. I was loved a certain way. I was led a certain way. I was given certain opportunities. I didn't get hurt. I was lucky, and all it does is take anything away from it. I just want to be lucky again. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to look for my opportunities. I'm going to run hard with people who mean what they say as much as I know how to say it. That's a rich life when you do that. So the first reason I made it, I was lucky. The second reason I made it is 12 of us never forgot why we were there. 12 of us never once forgot why we were there, so we didn't matter what we had to do that day. We knew why we were there. See, the science has caught up with what high performers have known for thousands of years. The brain can't multitask. It's not true. The brain can think about one thing at a time. They can switch pretty quickly, but it can't think about two things at the same time. They can only think about one. And you're either thinking about what you have to do, or you're remembering why you started doing the hard stuff. And if you can remember why you started doing the hard stuff, you'll make it. And if you can't, you won't. You ring the bell, you put your helmet down next to the pole. Because the what's are hard. I mean, the what's are all the one mores. The one more mile, the one more phone call, the one more pitch, the one more rejection, the one more, all the one mores that a lot of people who aren't in this room, they're not in this room because they weren't going to do the one mores that you were. Those are the what's. And the way you beat the what's is you have a why. You know why you're doing something. And if you know why you're doing something, everything else is just a what. Everything's just a what. And you know, I was going through training, I walk in, they said, hey, you're gonna run 14 miles a day. And I raised my hand, I'm like, I'm sorry, I thought you said 14 miles. Because I'll give you guys a second to process this. I'm not a runner. I know you guys are looking at me like, that man is a gazelle. He can run for days. It's not true. I don't like running. I think marathons are horrible. We should stop that immediately. Here's why. History's on my side on this one. Here's the history of marathon. Battle of the marathon. Greeks won. Guy ran 26.2 miles. He went to the king. He goes, we won. You know what he did then? He died. And I don't think we need to model that kind of behavior. I think it's foolish, irresponsible. Get a bike, ride a car. I take a hoverboard. I don't care if it blows up underneath my feet. I'll just get another one. Not running 26 miles. 14 miles. All right. That's what I have to do because I know why I'm here. That's what I have to do because I know why I'm here. Next day, you're going to swim.